they used to say the most knowledgeable crowd. I believe so too, because they were the one where you realize that when anybody get up from the seat during the over and all the people start shouting, not the umpire, sit down, then you come to know they understand the game. And we always used to, as a cricketer, used to feel, I think Calcutta people understand the game much better than other people.
Oh, and Kolkata, that's a compliment. I was going through her numbers and I was a bit disappointed in a 19 and a half year long, almost 2-decade career. Is it true you only played 2 games at the Eden Gardens? Only 2.
Yeah, just 2 games. It's just very unfortunate, isn't it?
But it's got to change now. I'm sure Kolkata wants to see a young Richa Ghosh bat at Eden Gardens.
Well, yeah, and why not Shafali Verma? Why not Harmanpreet or Smriti Mandana? But the crowd of Calcutta, what Kapil sir has told, should be even turning up for all the women's game.
Yes, and we want more of them here, don't we? Yes, a packed Eden Gardens for the women in blue, the queens of the world right now. And we've got a throne for the king and the queen coming up. I can actually manage with that chair also. If you don't have the third, I'm actually fine. But Paji, is that comfy? Aage leo. No formalities there.
To the people, he's pushing me back. Come on, let's enjoy. Yeah, agli bar seat thoda high dena. Not to these youngsters, to me.
But then this tells you that Paji is taking this as a gharwali baat. He's feeling at home here. You know, when you go at home, you say, chalo thode arrangements karo, comfortable hoke baithte hain. But Vidali, coming to that magical night, how was it for you? I'm sure a lot of us, we were watching the Women's World Cup final. Yes, what a night it was. What was it for you? I saw the girls came and gave you that trophy. I saw it was very, very emotional. Was it, as someone who tried for 2 decades, sometimes without a reward in sight, was it validation? Was it ecstasy? How was that evening and the feeling when you held the trophy?
I think it was this quiet emotion of, finally I get to see that India engraved on that cup. Because every time you get the photo shoot done when you qualify to play the finals, you're next to the trophy and you only see Australia, New Zealand, England. And every time I'm there, twice I got to do that photo shoot, and every time like we should be getting India there. And finally we will, we will get it. And all of you probably would be watching the last few hours. I did not. I finished my stint and Charni was leaking few boundaries. I just got up. I was like, I can't see it was the last couple of wickets. And I was pacing in the corridor. And only when the crowd roared, then I realized, yeah, we've crossed the line finally. So, and then when the girls were on the victory lap, it was their moment. But it was that pride to see finally India, winning the World Cup, and that too at home. It's a huge thing.
It was a huge thing. It was a magic moment indeed. But another beautiful coincidence. We all remember the Viv Richards catch. I mean, just imagine in that final, the player who was taking the game away, Laura Wolfart, happens to get caught at mid-wicket by Amanjot Kaur, who comes from Mohali. Chandigarh, Mohali, mid-wicket, final-changing catch.
Yeah, that I remember. I don't remember the first question you asked me, because that is 45 years back. So, I mean, I remember the way she took the catch, and it really looked more athletic than anything else. A lot of people take the catch when girls come out and take the catch she taken. I said, well, she deserved to win.
But they celebrated till about 4 o'clock at the ground. It was a bit different, right, at Lord's? I mean, you were a bit worried about who is going to pay the bill at the end of the night.
Yeah. In our time, the money wasn't there.
Well, but is it true while all the celebrations were going, you were counting the bottles of champagne?
Last day, I mean, these people knows better than us. When the economy wasn't open up, you didn't have a plastic card. You take the dollars quietly, chori se, dollar leke, pound leke jate ho. And last day of the tournament, next day you're flying back home. So your money is finished. And we won. And we were drinking in the hotel. Lobby was as big as this. and everybody was drinking. और हमारी फट रही थी. Who will pay the bill? And tomorrow we are cleaning their kitchen and crockery and everything. So as a captain, all of us went to our room. We have the miniature bottle. Every hotel used to have that. Still they have. We brought that. But the drink was coming like unbelievable. And we didn't have any money. Honestly, we didn't have money. And heart on heart, you can't even get drunk when you're worried about paying the bill, And they were just drinking, and I said, so manager, who's going to pay the bill? Man, they were having fun and we were scared. But some wise man come out who loved us. He paid the bill. We were saved, and we are still sitting here enjoying that.
The reason I asked this was, I know we can always bank on...
You didn't have that problem, na, paying the bill when these girls won.
I wasn't at the ground.
Oh, they didn't invite you. The way they don't invite me. It's okay. It's okay. I thought these girls...
Who's the they? Not... Mitali was there, Paji.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
they
till
don't
4
call
o'clock
me.
in the morning.
Mitali left early.
Yeah, I
unless the
left
girls
early.
came and said, Mitali di, come on, treats on you.
No, not that, but it's just that as much as stress that they had, even I had, so I had to get a little bit of sleep. So I haven't slept since the semi-final. In fact, in the morning of the semi-final, I was woken up, with the jarring music, and when I woke up, my heart beating fast, then I realized, okay, I'm not playing, relax. I'm not playing the semi-finals.
Jhulan Goswami was commentating as well, and how the box at DY Patil was, there was a small partition. Jhulan Goswami and Mitali was also commentating, and I think at that time there was Rima Malhotra, and the English commentary was happening right next to it. One appeal happened out there on the field. Jhulan Goswami appealed so loudly in the comm box, the ICC producers came, please calm down. This is a live broadcast. Someone tell Jhulan she's not playing. But they were all playing in their heads. And the reason I just brought this up was, Paji, because 83 paved the way for Indian cricket to rule the roost globally. Where we are today, so much was to do with that one iconic moment. Talking about belief for leaders. Whether it's Chika, Krishnamachari, Shrikant, whether it's Jinipa, everyone says, Kapil said we can win this World Cup. We did not have that belief. Where did you get that belief from? That no, with this team where people are planning a holiday right after the league stages, where did you get the belief that I will win the World Cup with this team?
Punjabis are basically little mad. They go crazy. How many Punjabis sitting here? There are few Punjabis, I hope. So they set a target in their mind. I don't think so. It was my belief. I think it took place when the team start believing. You can't say captain always mad. Chairman of the company is mad. CEO of the company is mad. He gives such a target. But target only complete if the entire team start believing. I think halfway through the tournament, the team start believing, yes, we can win it. And I don't know why they made me captain. He's such a young boy when they have senior people. But, selectors are selectors. They can be mad also, like I was a mad. So I think once middle of the tour, they said, we can win it, and then change the concept. After that, I don't think so. I was a captain. The team became a captain. I was a member.
There are always times, and let me just ask this upfront to both of you. We have seen the best player in the team sometimes is not the best captaincy choice. What is the most important facet for a captain? Is it man management, tactics, and then performance? Or could it be the other way around?
I think you have to give comfort to the people who are not playing well. You don't have to spend. If somebody made 100, I don't want to have a drinks and dinner with him. There are a lot of people there. As a captain, I would like to have a drink with people, or I like to have a dinner with people who are not performing. You need to give them the confidence. And that's what it happens. So I think it's very important as a captain, your role is not only your performance, is put the team together. And like today, that word called a coach. Coach is a very common word today. A Gautam Gambhir can't be a coach. He can be a manage the team. When you say coach, coach is where I learn in the school and college. Those were the people, my coach. There, they can manage me. How can you be a coach when they're given a name to let's say, anybody, a leg spinner? How can Gautam can be a coach to a leg spinner or to the wicket keeper? I think you have to manage. That's more important. As a manager, you give them encouragement to say, you can do it. Because when you become a manager, the young boys look up to you. How can my manager or captain can give me that comfort? And that's what the manager and captain's job is to give comfort to the team. Always say, you can do better, you can do better. That's the way I look at it.
Beautiful, Baji. Mithali, to read the room and manage, that is the crux that I get from there. How has it been for you? You know, because, and I'll also put in one more thing, there will be times that there are egos that clash in a room. There could be hierarchy. There could be...
I will change here. If you have an ego in the team bigger than the team's ego, then you don't deserve to be in the team.
Baji, that's beautiful.
No player can have a bigger ego than the team. And no captain should have a bigger ego than the country. If you have that concept, everything is okay.
But in case there is someone, they may not show it. How would you deal with that?
No, that's individual. That's where the manager and captain job is, to give them a comfort. But if I say I have a senior player, to me, my country is more important than my senior player, to take him along. And that's what it's required. It's not you are showing the ego, your country lose. There is no ego. Then you're being stupid.
I thought maybe there'll be two more stupids coming. But that reminded me of Sunny sir. But you tell us, I mean, you've had to do it, a leadership role for a very long time, go through transitions, have a lot of senior players as well. What was your experience of bringing the best leadership qualities out of yourself? And how did you learn maybe as you went along?
Well, because I got captaincy very young, I probably led for about like 4 generations. So I had to identify, one is like, every generation is different because you evolve, times change. So the group of players who were coming were different. Like first, it was the seniors. I was probably the second youngest in the side. I've played under captains who were playing under me. So, you know, initially there was this apprehension, will they listen to me? I'm a young player. I don't have experience, but they do. How do I connect to them? So a teammate of mine reached out to me when I told her about this. She said, you reach them halfway. You know, you make them, you know, feel that they're still very important in the context of the team. Because in our country, when you're from a particular sport or say from a level, you drop down, it is always seen as, you know, you're not successful or you don't have much to offer. But if you probably make them feel that, you know, the experience is so valuable in the side, which I don't have, that's what they bring to the table. That helped me greatly in that World Cup in 2005 when I was struggling with injury. I had the former captain helping me out on the field. My challenges started post that because all of those players left. Then I had players of my age, the best time I had, because they didn't really see me as like the star in the side. They've seen me as a teammate. They've seen me as a friend. So there was that comfort level where I could crack jokes, but at the same time on the field, they were able to relate to me as, you know, she's the captain, she calls the shots. Then came the juniors, who've probably heard my name in the domestics, and, you know, when they come into the dressing room, they have that reverence towards, you know, me as a player. I had to find that common factor where I'm able to get all of them together on the same page. And then there were juniors who were not born when I made my debut. And I struggled with that generation a lot more because we were in a very different phase. I had to really come to that level to understand them. It took me a while because all the experience over the years, I have to keep that aside to find what works for this generation. And that's the process I've used in every phase after every 4 years, because after every 4 years there's a new set of players come in. So but then it taught me a lot, because what you believed was leadership when I was 22, it completely changed by the time I was like, what, 38, 39, when I was the oldest in the squad. I was more flexible rather than what I was as a rigid leader when I got the captaincy first. Over the period of time, I understood that things have changed. First, it was more commanding. When you talk about captains, they were like entitled, privileged people, but then over a period of time, when you get sacked and when you come back, you spend those 3 years. When I was just a player, when I was sacked from captaincy, I spent a lot of time with my teammates, understanding like what sort of a captain that they would like to play under, what are the qualities that you would want to play for a leader. So then at one point I said, like, if God is kind to me and if at all I get to lead India again, I would do these changes in me as a person and as a leader. I got the captaincy back, and then I've used all those changes. And since then, I was able to be more open to suggestions, open to people's opinions, because everybody view the game with different lens. Everybody have different perspective. So one has to be open about it. But there are a lot of things that a captain needs to do. So I've become more comfortable with being by my solitude, they say, because when you're leading, you have to look after everybody. And in all of that, you still have to find time for your own self too. So yes, a lot of work had gone in, but it has changed me even as a person, because when you start thinking about other people, you start to put yourself in their shoes. There is that compassion factor comes in. You're not quick to judge your own teammates, and you identify based on situation where the captain needs to be. It's not necessarily you are always leading in front. You sometimes find yourself on the sides, where a player, like Sir said, if a couple of them are sitting out, you need to understand their emotions. You reach out to them. The time when the team is doing well, you find yourself behind, just having their back. But when the team's back is to the wall, you are there right in front, taking the team along. So there is no right way of leading. It's everybody find their own things, what you bring to the table and what leadership means to you. And I think the thumb rule is always try and get the organization or the team always striving for excellence.
Beautifully put, Mithali. I'm actually still there where you said, I try to find out what kind of a captain would you like to play under. That's like reversing the cycle of feedback as we may know it. And the other one, it changed you as a person. Paji, did leadership and captaincy have an effect on you as a person?
No, it's individual. Bigger the challenge, bigger the motivation is there. I think when you're a captain, somebody said to me when I become a captain, don't expect everybody can play like you. Can you get the best out of everybody? You're the great captain. I think that's very, very important. If everybody can play like you, then they will be the captain. And that's very important. You have to judge yourself and your team. Where it's required to stand up for the team, stand up. Otherwise, let them do. Let the natural talent come in, and that's more important.
One of the nicest things I'd heard from you once on the subject of cricket was praise should always be public in an organization. Critical feedback should be done behind closed doors. How important is that?
No, it's very, very important. If you want to love somebody, be open. We don't know how to give love. We still hide back, not to give total or in totality give love. So when somebody plays well, you go and give them and praise as much as. But somebody who's not playing well, you don't have to. He himself is disgusted with his performance. Then you go to the room and you can talk to him. You can play much better. You're a better player. And that's what the captain job is, not to ridicule your own teammate in public. No, definitely not. If somebody is doing, tomorrow it will hit back to you also.
I'm a mug with business. Paji is also my business guru. I was once in Ranchi and I had a conversation. I overheard a conversation he was having. It was a business conversation. And I said, Paji, entrepreneurship and all. He said, only if you have a sharp brain and you're a risk taker, get into business. So I took his advice and I never entered it. It's very valuable advice. And when it comes from Kapil Paji, you take it.
I didn't go to the commentary because I took his advice. He said, you can't talk well, so don't take that.
I think I don't even need to explain anything on that statement that Paji's just made. We looked up to him. How honest, how important is honesty? We've got glimpses of what may have happened in the 83 campaign. I'm guessing a lot of us have seen the movie, right? We've seen the movie and that's become our sort of imagination of what was happening in the dressing room. And you said it, that a lot of it was absolutely true events. That honesty, that transparency amongst all the members in a team, is that the most important foundation for an organization or a team to grow?
I think the team come to know anyway. You know, it's your myth. They don't know. They understand you better than you understand yourself. The way you react in the dressing room. So I think you have to be, once you are a leader, once you are a captain, you have to be honest. And if you're not honest, then the team will start feeling that. So I always believe that be honest to yourself. If you're honest to yourself, that's good enough. But today's system is totally different, and sometimes you feel that. I personally feel when you are honest, your word will have a clarity. When you're not honest, clarity won't be there. Your word will be there, but clarity won't be there. And that's what the team can always assess that. वो कहते थे, पंजाबी है, पागल है, but दिल में कुछ नहीं है. You know, it's the team come to know. So I used to say on the field, I was very hard. I can say touch wood today. I didn't spare anybody. But in the evening, I said sorry to everybody. But that's what it is, because what Mithali said exactly, when your senior, your heroes are playing and you are leading the team and you don't know what to do, because one way you are, admiring them, and second, you become a captain and you want to get the best out of them. So I feel honestly, you have to be honest on the field. And when you come in the evening, give respect to your heroes. Nothing wrong giving respect to your seniors. We forget. Sometimes you get a post, you forget you still have a senior people with you. Even your company, your driver can be 60 years old, 50 years old in the company, and you become a chairman. You must respect the driver also. And that is important.
Now that we are on the subject of honesty, and I brought up 83, so maybe a little bit of the honesty might have to be avoided because it was a family-friendly film. But at Tunbridge Wells, when he walked out, पाजी बता दो एक बार उस दिन क्या हुआ था? Because हमने वो गुस्सा देखा, लेकिन obviously, it was शायद थोड़ी और honesty वो family-friendly certificate के लिए छुपी हो. कितने गुस्से में निकले थे बाहर?
Sometimes I say again and again, when you don't have a time to think and you walk in, then there is nothing. When there is no clutter in your head. मैंने देखा ही नहीं पांचों को आउट होते, वो कैसे आउट हुए, how they got out. And I went to the to the crease, and I asked Yashpal, क्या हुआ? कहता आ रहे हैं और जा रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं और जा रहे हैं. That's what it happened. So it was very clear. And the situation was like that, and I keep on talking. I always believe that when you are against the wall, only one way you go to Almighty. Doesn't matter business or anything. Bhagwan aaj bacha le. Bhagwan aaj bacha le. So the keep on saying, why you go to that? To put your mind to concentrate more. When you go to Almighty, your mind is starting. Aaj bacha le. Then what happens is slowly your concentration is there. You start playing well. But I only remember that hua kya, and his word was aa rahe hain, ja rahe hain, aa rahe hain, ja rahe hain. And I said, okay, let's stay, let's stay, let's stay. Itni der mein wo bhi chala gaya. So I think it's very, very important. You have to be honest. Or sometimes if you don't know, it's going to be so difficult. When you see something happening, it starts playing in your mind. So many times we say to the cricketer, we say, if you are going through a bad patch, doesn't matter. But go in the evening, see your best innings, what you played in your life. Watch them again and again, your confidence will come back. But if the same cricketer go back to the room and see how many times he got out on 0 or 10, his confidence will be down. And that's what we used to do that. Okay, stay close to the God. Time will come.
आ रहे हैं जा रहे हैं मिताली कभी इतना गुस्सा आया आपको मिताली एक्चुअली अपना गुस्सा फ्रस्ट्रेशन और खुशी सारी जो है वो बाउंड्री लाइन के बगल में किताब पढ़ के निकालती थी राइट It is a sight which has never been seen before in cricket, and I don't think will be after. They might be on a Kindle, no one will be on a book. Have you ever lost your cool in the dressing room?
No, not during the game. I don't know, somehow I found that composure not to lose my cool during the game or on the field. But yes, I would give those looks which Paji said, right, that your team knows about it. Like, they, as much as you being observant as a leader about your own players, the players are also observing the captain, how she goes about. So they know, like, if there is a certain look, she's angry. But I've never lost it on the field or in the dressing room. It's always in the team meeting, in the closed doors. So, but yes, me reading the book is a little extension of what Paji is told, that, he didn't know what happened. That's a good thing. That's why such innings happen, is because you don't know how the other person has got out. And you're not thinking, ahead. And that is precisely why I would read the book, is that I don't want to look at the game, because an experience taught me that. I was waiting for my turn in a T20 World Cup in 2010. Those days, I never wore a helmet. I was wearing that floppy hat. And I saw the first over, the openers walked in. We were batting. First 5 balls, she got beaten. It was only a game between bowler, batter, and a keeper. And the last ball, she managed to get bat on it. It was a caught behind, and she dropped it, the keeper. So looking at that over, I thought she's bowling really fast. Might as well wear a helmet. So I asked the 12th man to get my helmet. And when it was my turn to walk in, I wore the helmet and walked in, despite being not too comfortable with it. With couple of balls I've played, I was like, she's bowling the normal pace. Why did I wear the helmet? So only to not get into that again, I would read a book, so that when I walk in, you're going in with a clean slate.
I mean, there is so much in it, right? You're not carrying any baggage. You're not going with a premeditated mindset. And I'll just come to this point, and you briefly brought it up, that you've captained through 4-5 generations. Youngsters would call it generational trauma these days. But there are ideas, and there are ideas that are in sync with the time, almost ready for the times that will follow. And you could have had your upbringing in a completely different set. How do you blend in? How do you open your mind and accept change, even though your own philosophy has gotten you so much success? How do you not be rigid to change?
Well, it all depends on the people around you also. Like, as I said, there is a particular set of players, when you hang out together, what's sensitive to them and what is not, what inspires them. So you are on level with them. But when there is a different generation, they are exposed to different things, like social media. For the current one, they love it, but we don't. I don't. I feel that it is getting too much into my privacy. But that's what today's time is, that everybody like to put everything out there. But then you find that balance, how to connect what is the common factor, and you try and keep that. But yes, it is important. With experience, you learn to let go things what has worked for you in the past, because probably a new approach has given you a little bit of confidence that it is working and you want to continue that. So every series or every year, as the game progressed, as the formats have been added with the one day and then the T20, T10, players are also trying to adapt to it. How do you adapt? Is only when you change how you perceive a format, how you've seen yourself as a player. You have to constantly add skill or add things to your skill to be relevant. And that is possible only when you're able to, they say famously, unlearn things. You know, what you've learned, you have to unlearn so that you create space for something new.
Paji, your thoughts on it, and if you could just maybe bring in, the aspect of in a business, in something that's worked over decades, but now we're very at a fast pace moving towards maybe a little bit of the unknown for us all. So how do you go with the times, and as unlearn is the word that Mithali used? What's been your philosophy?
I think you're ready. If you're ready to learn, that's the most important thing. Once you fix up in your head, this is the way it's going to happen, that's the problem. You are ready to learn from a young kid. Young kid will come out with his own thought process. If you're ready to listen, listening is very important to anything. Somebody said, what is the difference between intelligent man and wise man? Intelligent people talk like you and me talking. They're wise people. They're listening. I think as long as you have a capacity to listen, you do whatever you want to do, but don't block yourself. Ready to listen. A different thought process. When new generation come, they come with the different ideas. You have a time to listen with open mind, is nothing wrong. And that's what it's required. If not, the world wouldn't have reached here where we are sitting. Because world is moving for the betterment. Yes, you have wise people, intelligent people. I always say these young boys, they are far better than us. They are much talented. We have one thing better than them, and that is the experience, which they can't take it from us. We will be more experienced throughout our life. But this youngster have their own mindset, which welcome them with open mind.
Paji, T20 खेलने में मजा आता है ना आपको बहुत?
I think it's wrong. Cricket खेलने में मजा आता है. Why T20? जिसको cricket खेलना, other day somebody asking, what did you enjoy the most? Batting or bowling? I said fielding. जब आप क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो, फिर ये क्या हुआ बैटिंग और बॉलिंग? क्रिकेट मैदान में चले गए, everything is just the same. You enjoy that, and that's give you. So many cricketers you see on the field, when a cricketer enjoy in the fielding, like Jadeja, I'll just take, you can make out he's enjoying the fielding. And so many great players come out, they don't enjoy the fielding. So I think it's important. I love everything in cricket. T20, T10, one day, everything. I always maintain one thing more. They said Sunil Gavaskar. I said, had he played during this period, he would have been best player in T20 also. The people who have a strong defense, hitting is much easier. Defense is difficult. A person can block here and push here over the head is easy. But coming here is difficult. So I always said, remember that. Person who have a great defense, he can always attack because he has that much extra time.
मैंने तो सिर्फ इसलिए पूछा था कि ताकि T20 में वो लाइसेंस है कि पहली बॉल से हम कपिल पाजी की वो शॉट्स देख लें. Let's be
मेरे को
greedy.
आता ही नहीं था कुछ और करना यार. I didn't know how to block. I mean, I said before also, Bishan Bedi Paji sent me a night watchman. I was very rookie, didn't know nothing about cricket. I had a passion to play. He said, okay, let youngster go night watchman. So I played 12 balls or 13 ball. I made 22 not out at Lahore. And I was very happy. My captain will be happy. So he called me, come here. He used to call me Hanuman, come here. I said, Hanji Paji. He said, do you understand the meaning of night watchman? So in my heart and heart, I was saying, what? My captain will be so happy. He said, night watchman to stay there, not to hit runs. Stay there. He said, in future, you will never go night watchman. I said, thank you, Paji. But it happened, you do your thing. And I said to Bishan, Paji, nahi rukta ball, nahi rokna aata. So मेरे लिए T20 हो या T10 हो क्या फर्क है? मेरे को तो ब्लॉक करना नहीं. अगर बोल दो कि 2 ओवर ब्लॉक करने हैं, टेस्ट मैच सेव करना है, मैं मर गया. तो बोलो कि 2 ओवर में 30 रन बनाने हैं, मैं बच गया. So that was my game. I knew my game. That's how I played.
अजी आपने तो वही किया, नाइट वॉचमैन ने जाके ड्रेसिंग रूम को बोलते रहे अपने शॉट से जागते रहो, कोई सोएगा नहीं, ये शॉट्स चलते रहेंगे. One final question before we open the floor for the wise questions. What does success mean to you? And has that definition changed over a period of time?
I think yes, success definitely, the definition of that changed over a period of time. When you start playing, anything, you start something. I wanted to play for India. That was, at that time, was being successful, that, I've already, debuted for country. But once you make your debut, you want to sustain, you want to be there, you want to be the core player, you want to be consistent. That's again success. Then after a point, you want to win games, you want to win a World Cup, you want to win a series. Then that becomes a success. Then when you play for a decade or 2 decades, then you see a young player walking up to you and say, I want to be like you. That's a success at that point of time. So now you ask me, success is to see women's cricket where it is, with pay parity, with WPL into their 4th season, seeing the girls being acknowledged and recognized and appreciated for their performance. And the sport itself has changed. The conversation around women's cricket and the landscape of women's cricket globally also has really changed from the time when I've started playing. So success is different now.
What about you, Paji? And if you could just open it up, maybe even outside the sphere of cricket, for us, you're the epitome of wisdom in this room, across different walks of life, and we know that, and we know that for good reason.
No, I think everybody is different. They measure differently. To me, was on that very day, I want to enjoy myself. I think people forget how to enjoy themselves. I used to say on the cricket field, performance, yeah, everybody want to make 100, but can I enjoy this moment? Like I'm sitting with you people, I just want to enjoy myself. I'm a person who like to live for the moment. Yes, it's very good we plan for tomorrow, but if we don't live for the moment, there is nothing going to happen tomorrow. So my life is that. I do business, I play golf, I played cricket. I never made 10 friends in cricket because us समय कोई मिलने ही नहीं देता था. You're playing and that's it. I played golf, I made thousands of friends. So I am the person who like to live for the moment. What this day can give me more happiness than yesterday. In my house, I don't have one cricketing photograph. No, I moved on. I've given all my prizes, gifts, everything is gone. Why? Because I want to live for the moment. I don't say the people, some of the cricketers, you go to in Calcutta, your heroes, go to his house, all the photograph of his photograph. I said, when you will grow, man, grow. Don't have to see. I will have a photograph of Mathali in my house. I admire. I can't have my photograph in my house. I asked today also, all of you, would you like to put your marriage photograph all around the house? Will you? No. Move on in life. When you move on, the growth will take place, and growth is the strength.
Paji saying, move on in your marriage. Don't move from your marriage. Big difference in just those two little words. But
Yeah, his English is better, so
no,
he can
I was just reminding because some of the husbands just look very excited after that. He said,
move on.
Move on in your
Move
marriage.
on in the
only.
marriage. You got kids, you got grandchildren. So how you portray yourself? Move on, not to leave wife. Move on.
Paji Mitali, thank you so much. I think it's time for this mic to move on from me to the audience. We've got some time. Okay, I'm just going to confirm. Do we have a mic that moves around the house? So I'll come to you for a question later. I first need to check where the mics are. Otherwise, I think we will be audible enough. There are mics. Right?
You can take our mic. We need one mic is good enough. You can use these two mics.
Yeah, mics are moving. Till then, if someone wants to test their vocal cords and be loud
Hello?
enough.
Can I throw? You can catch?
The others around him don't look very comfortable. I think you can get up and be loud enough for the first question.
जिसका माइक है उसका ना दिल धक धक करेगा टूट गया तो क्या होगा ये ले, मैं दे देता हूँ तेरे को माइक
Hello. Paji, hope I'm audible now. So the question is, I think it's very famous knock of yours, India versus Zimbabwe, 1983, 175 not out. No recording whatsoever. No recording whatsoever. And it's such an image. I was a 6-year-old kid. I was crying. I saw the India-West Indies final there on and you won it. I just want to know, how do you feel that you have played such a brilliant knock and you took India to the finals and there's not a single recording available? How it feels like?
very happy honestly if you have seen you wouldn't have asked me that question
I didn't see. That's why I'm asking.
so you didn't see you're talking to me so sometime God doesn't want to show you everything so let it be like that I seen that inning it was good my team have seen it was
But
good
entire India missed that inning.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Don't push, which is not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be there.
Sir,
अरे ओके माइक मांग लो ना क्या फर्क है
first of all, sir, thank you. Thank you, Kapil Paji, sir, for gracing our city of joy with your presence, as well as Mithali, ma'am, as well as Jatin. We all love all three of you, the entire nation. Sir, first of all, we would like to just ask one question on behalf of many of my colleagues, my friends, as well as relatives. Sir, many a times we have seen that, the chips are down. When the chips are down and, when life becomes really difficult in a competitive world, and when you are leading a nation where cricket is a religion, so when there's a lot of pressure and chips are down, how do you always keep yourself motivated? And how people around you, by seeing your charisma, also gets that positive spirit always? Sir, you have been a god to us. So, a living legend. So guys, can we all request all of you to give a big round of applause for Kapil Paji, sir, for making our nation so proud for winning the first World Cup for India. Thank you. So folks, sir, it's over to you. How do you keep ourselves motivated when the chips are down?
This is the question you've been quiet. You talk for 3 minutes and when the chips are down, you're asking, is your question? Huh? Baki to kahani bana rahe the. I think it's more important is that first you understand, I never played for the country, I played for myself. I played. If I think I'm batting and saying whole country is watching, I will be out on second ball. It's a myth. I go there, enjoy myself. How can I think about pressure? When I love the game, how can be a pressure? It's a pleasure, not a pressure. I want to have fun. That's the myth comes out. It's so much pressure. Like other day also said, IPL playing pressure. Mat khelna. Who asked you to play? We don't ask you to play. You play well, we will respect you. You make zero, we criticize you. So I played, but I respect that ki my sports you enjoy. But if you think when I started as a kid, there was a dream like I want to play for the country, I just want to play in the street. And slowly you come to know you have ability, you can represent your country, you feel very happy about that. And then you enjoy my sports, I feel much more happy. But at that time, never think about that. Ki I'm batting, if I'm out, whole country will kill me. No. If 150 miles somebody bowling, do you think Sachin Tendulkar thinking what countries will say to me? No. You just want to put your mind there, focus there, enjoy that moment and be there for that moment. And when he play well, we all enjoy that.
Good evening, sir. This is, hello, here it is. Here I am.
I can hear you, that's good enough for me.
Thank you, sir. Sir, actually, my question is that we always talk about the 83 World Cup. But after that, there was an excellent, the trophy that we won under your leadership. That was the Benson and Hedges Cup in Australia. So if you kindly let us know any of the experience which went behind the scene. That is, as we came to know for the 83 movie, there are so many things which happened in the dressing room and all. So similarly, anything like that, if you kindly share, sir.
क्या बोला उसने बड़ा ध्यान है कुछ समझ नहीं आया कहानियां चाहते हो आपको परफॉर्मेंस नहीं चाहिए कहानियां चाहिए कहानियां कभी और बताऊंगा बेटा जब अकेले में होगे यहाँ पर कहानियां बतानी शुरू होगे तो बहुत डर लगता है क्योंकि आजकल ये सोशल मीडिया का जमाना है कुछ बता देंगे तो कल कहाँ की कहाँ कहानियां पहुंच जाएंगी but nevertheless that was the great moment and we enjoyed when you're winning everything is smooth but when you start losing that's the time the team spirit comes in we always say when you're winning you don't have to put team together when you lose then you have to bring the team together to perform tomorrow and that's important and that's what we played we always say in the dressing room बाहर जाके अपनी टीममेट्स को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करना चाहे जीरो बनाया या कुछ भी हुआ collectively we'll take the praise collectively we say we lost it and captain's job is when the team wins team should be in the front when team lose the captain should be in the front to take all the blame that is the dressing room stories.
Hi, good evening. I would like to ask both of you this question that now that the World Cups are won and the records are broken, what gives you butterflies now? What do you like when you go to play a round of golf or for you, what exactly, keeps you on now?
Well, seeing young girls coming up because I'm also associated with Andhra Cricket Association where I look after women's cricket. So what gave me butterflies post my retirement is interacting with under 15 girls. Because until then, it was only the elite athletes. As a senior, you're only limited to having conversations, interactions with the seniors and who play for the country and the other elite athletes from the other countries. But when you go down to the beginning category, that's the under 16, and when they ask you so many questions without even blinking an eye, like, okay, because that's what you get to interact when you're with your teammates. There are few who don't open up, who just go quiet when you ask them any questions. But here, they are so confident that everybody asked me questions. And that was a very new experience for me. And I felt like one among them, being that young kid again. What also really changed was that, as Sir said, they are in that generation where they want to get onto the field. They want to enjoy playing the sport. there was a time when, you know, I had so much of expectation from different quarters as a young kid. So I didn't enjoy my debut game because I was completely burdened with expectation of performing, you know, for my coach, for my family, for my parents, all of them. So that was my thought. But seeing these young kids, it really sort of changed all of that, and I've really enjoyed my interaction with them. So yes, that gave me butterflies.
Paji, good evening.
No, I don't know butterflies. Look, I don't have. I'm a different type of. I just live for the moment. What butterfly? If you have done enough your homework properly, you don't have to study last day and before going for the exam. I think that's more important. It's just the myth people come out and keep on saying. Pressure, पता है कहाँ आता है? Pressure आता है जब आप ऐसे होटल में आए हो ना ताज में, वो चाय देने आएगा, आज हारना नहीं, अच्छा खेलना। अरे मैं हारने आया हूँ क्या, मैं जीतने आया हूँ? आप बेटर आएगा, कोई एयरपोर्ट पे होगा, सर अच्छा खेलना, of course अच्छा खेलेंगे. That keep on giving you a pressure, and then it start happening. कि, you know, if I don't perform well, how many people I will let down? That's what it happens. So we always say before the match, don't meet too many people. And we always used to say the people who come and give you the first cup of tea should not talk about cricket at all. Because that's their emotion. And our is preparation. We prepare ourselves. But they are very emotional people. They come out and from the corner. छोड़ना नहीं. कौन छोड़ना चाहता बाबा? We want to play. That's what it happened. Butterflies is for people. Again, I'll put it together. In my dictionary, there is no plan B. A plan A. Only weak people make a plan B.
Paji, good evening.
You learn from failure to take a successful journey. You can't say, अगर मैं विराट कोहली की बात करूं, सचिन की करूं, हिटमैन की करूं, अगर इनके 100 ही बनते रहेंगे ना, there is no fun. जब 0 बनता है and फिर जाके 100 बनता है ना, that is the fun. How you learn from the failure also. If you don't learn, then your mind is not there. So if you have an attitude to learn every day, sky is the limit.
Paji, good evening.
Good evening.
Question here. First of all, will you take a question on the current affairs of the Indian cricket team? Then only, if you say yes, then I'll ask.
I don't know what's happening, man. I see what he says on television and they play. I watch the way you watch. I don't go to the ground. They don't call me. They don't pay me money. So I enjoy the way you enjoy.
Your views, is there too much of experimentation in the current lineup?
Sorry, it's too much?
Experimentation
From whom?
from the coach stroke manager.
No, I think we have a mind to give our opinion, our mind. Yes, we expect we will win it every time. It's not going to happen. But expectation only built when you perform better. 0 वाले से तो expectation नहीं होता. अब विराट कोहली जाता है तो हम expect करते हैं कि ये 100 ही बनाएगा. Expectation change with your performance.
So
Yeah,
I
good
have a
evening.
question. I have a question for both of you. Kapil sir ने बोला कि criticize नहीं करना है किसी को, and Mithali said कि कभी lose नहीं किया काम उन्होंने. My question is, दूसरों को criticize करने से आप रोक सकते हैं. How to deal with self criticism? Especially आजकल के बच्चे, उनकी बहुत expectations होती हैं अपने आप से.
माँ बाप की ज्यादा होती है. Sorry to say that. I mean,
Yeah.
मेरे बच्चे को IPL खिला दो. How stupid can be that question? बोलो मेरे बच्चे को इंडिया खिला दो. That's the question. The difference between parents is बस वो देखते हैं IPL खेल ले क्योंकि उधर fame है. No, the aim should be make my son or daughter play for the country. That's beautiful.
Good evening. My question is for Mithali Raj. Just wanted to know if so you started off in an all boys camp, which I've read somewhere. So did that help in somewhere in in your approach towards the game and in your competitiveness, as well as your approach towards the leadership?
Well, I was not enrolled in that academy. I had to find another camp which was more open to enrolling girls, and it happened to be in my own school. So we used to get boys coming in only Saturday, Sunday when the school was off. So, but yes, playing with the boys is always has been very competitive. They don't give anything easy, and that has also changed my mindset as to not to expect anything easy, because you'll have to work for everything which is quality, and it definitely built a lot of mental strength. Sometimes I'm the only girl among the boys who are double my age. There were times when my coach used to make me face the Ranji Trophy bowlers. I was 13-year-old, and then he used to make me compete with the Ranji Trophy batter. He was physically so strong. I wasn't able to compete stroke to stroke, but I tried my best. But there is one beautiful learning that he taught me, was that when I was trying to match to his strokes, he said, that's not your strength. Physical strength you don't have, so don't try to match to what his strength is. You find your strength. And my strength was timing. He said, you don't really have to really hit hard. They're bowling fast, you just have to time the ball. So he made me realize that identify your own strength. Don't try to compare yourself with the rest or with anybody else. And similarly, if you asked me about whether this has helped in my leadership, well, I can only say one thing, is that just an extension of it, that when you're competing with the best sides like Australia at one point, like now I consider India the best, we are at number one. But when we were playing them, there were times when at a string of games we've lost, and you want your team to do well, you want your team to win matches against Australia, because that's quality. So rather than telling them, learn from Australia, we are not here to learn. We are here to compete. Find your strength and try to be more consistent with that and add more to that. And that's probably what the extension of what my coach taught me as a player, that I got to leadership.
Good evening to all the dignitaries. So I have a question to both of you, that you people have brought in radical change in the Indian cricket, which also led to the foundation. And while doing so, you people must have taken a lot of tough calls, which are nothing but a bitter pill. And while doing so, you people must have faced a lot of people who are resistant to change. And I mean, they're very reluctant, like what will happen and all. But as a leader, you must be having that vision that we must be yielding good results in the long term. So how do you deal with people like that, that to convince that it's good to carry on such changes in the short run? That's my question.
His question is too big. That's why I wasn't a good student. I just want to know one line question. I don't want to have 1 page question. I forget the first line. Then I have to remember that. And only first part I will tell you that I wasn't bothered about anything. I just want to play and enjoy. Have I taken the right decision? Today I can say, yes, I taken the right decision. Otherwise, चाय बेच रहा होता मैं भी कहीं ना कहीं. If you don't succeed what you're planning to do that. How many kids you have? 2 kids? You start doing discipline at home. Make sure don't take the phone to the dining table. You don't take, forget about them. I think that's what it happened. I think it's a new toy. It's a very early to say what to do with that. When you get a new toy at home, everybody want to enjoy that. Slowly, it will move on. If you look at 20 years back and today is your mobile phone is a office. 20 years back, it was only sending messages and chatting, chit chat is taking place. I think this phase will be over, but the parents have to make sure you take a step and say, no phone on the dining hall, no phone certain places, you can't take your phone. I think we make a discipline to the youngster. And if we listen to them, 90% parents, you see them at the airport or anywhere, वो बेटा खाना नहीं खा रहा, अच्छा वो कार्टून लगा दिए, खाना दिए जा रहे. So you're teaching them. We have to learn how to look after the next generation.
So, good evening. My question to Mitali ma'am. Your first feeling when you touched the World Cup, that means the winning cup, and how thoughtful was it for your, team, not the junior teammates or the World Cup winning team, to call you and Sheila ma'am to celebrate with them? That is for you. And for Kapil sir, any very funny or memorable or maybe some weird moment of the 25th June 1983 you want to share? Maybe very small. Thank you, sir. The
I'll give
questions.
first answer. Ladies first, but where did now? About 25th June. I don't remember.
Well, I can only say that when I held the trophy, I just said thank you to all the girls who were around me for, getting me into that hurdle. And initially, I was hesitant because it was their moment, but there were 2-3 of them who were persistent that I joined them in that group. And it felt like, a sort of a heavy burden off my chest that for so many years, people were very encouraging towards women's cricket as the years progressed, but there will always be a question like, what did the women win so far until today? So now we can say that, we won a World Cup, we won a one-day World Cup.
One final question, please.
Good evening, everyone. My question is for Mitali ma'am. Mitali ma'am, your career spans 2 decades. From waiting alone at press conference to a stadium stand named after you. My question to you is, after such a long and successful career, what did cricket teach you about life that you wish you had known at 20?
That there's life beyond a career, and it has taught me to move on, because when you score 100, the next day is a new day. You'll have to again start from the beginning. When you get out on a first ball, the next day is again a new beginning. You have an opportunity to score big. So there's nothing that is permanent, and you cannot really build anything in your past. Like what I've done in the past is done. But the future where I can build on. So even after my retirement, there are a lot of people who asked me, like, don't you think you want to come back? I've never felt that I've missed the game. I've given everything that I can in the time that I had. Now I want to move on from the cricketer that I am. I want to build on something else. I want to get into broadcasting, which I have. It's an experience. I want to get into administration. That's an experience for me. So there's a lot more that I can give, and that's the thought I took from the sport. Yeah.
Mitali, thank you so much. I think the ending line was beautiful. To move on, not just live with the baggage of the past. Always look ahead to the future. She's got a lot. Maybe another thing after broadcasting and administration is the Indian Chamber of Commerce. So you could probably have that conversation with Mitali. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a standing ovation to 2 eras, 1 heartbeat of Indian cricket, 2 immortal legends of Indian cricket, the great Kapil Dev and Mitali Raj. Thank you so much. Can we have a louder round of applause, please?
Mitali, can I say on your behalf, our behalf, thank you very much inviting us, given an opportunity to meet different kind of people. Thank you very much. Bhushanji, thank you very much. And you invited us, given opportunity to come in to Calcutta once again, where we spend so much good time. And please call us again also.
Absolutely.
Don't
Absolutely.
forget.
Can we formally thank both of you? If you please sit down for maybe
There's
half a
still
minute.
more to say thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think our Mr. Nyotia would like to please sit.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize to kill the excitement, sir. I know you were ready to move on, as you have advised us on. But it's a big honor and privilege to be here today celebrating the centenary year of the Indian Chamber of Commerce. We're truly inspired by the three extraordinary people we have today, Padma Bhushan Kapil Dev, Padma Shri Mithali Raj, and Mr. Jatin. It's great to have you here. Today's conversation was full of inspiration, wisdom, and lots of humor, something which I really enjoyed personally. Sir, you've been an inspiration to all the boys in this country, and ma'am, you've been an inspiration to all the girls in this country, and you've taught them to dream big, and so they have. You know, they have in both, after your extraordinary career, have won World Cups for our nation, and it's something that me as a citizen and me as a lover of the sport is really proud of. As we step forward to the next century, we remain committed as a chamber to strengthen our partnership, unlock more possibilities, and contribute towards a future defined by prosperity, equality, and collective progress. My sincere gratitude to all the distinguished speakers, partners, participants, members, and organizers who have come here and supported us. 100 years is a long time, and as we learned today, it's time to move on, stay in the present, and create the pictures and memories for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, President. May I request you to please present a small token on behalf of Indian Chamber of Commerce to our guests. Ms. Mithali Raj. Mr. Kapil Dev. Mr. Sapru. Let's give a huge round of applause to our esteemed speakers. As we have all known, Mr. Kapil Dev, he plays on the front foot and hits very hard, and that's what we all experienced. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please join us for the drinks and the dinner. Thank you.